Look, Arsenal 7-point lead at the top of the table. Pressure, some say. Let's hear from their manager, Mikel Arteta. This is what he's had to say about that 7-point gap.
We knew every results, but we know the boost is that we need to come here and win. In order to do that, we have to perform at the highest level in this league. And the extra thing is if other teams lose points, which they did today, and it means nothing. And it means nothing because the only focus again is for us to improve. And I guess Newcastle play better in front of our crowd. It's going to be a big day.
He's playing down expectations, isn't he? He's not putting too much pressure on the players, on the fans as well. Crookie just said that you need to start believing if you're Arsenal. As a manager, as a former player, Scott, is it a good thing, him playing down these expectations?
Absolutely. Yeah. He's going to do that publicly to the annoyance of Crookie. Far too humble. But in the dressing room, he should be saying, in fact, he's probably not even looking again forward to the next game. But he's thinking in his mind, we have a chance here. You know,
will there be players talking about it amongst themselves, even though it's still early? Look, we're 17 games gone now. You know, it's a bit of a punctured season as well because of the World Cup. So it's not really, you know, a lot of people like to say top of the table at Christmas. It's not really real, is it?
Not yet.
Will there be players, though, amongst themselves talking about it?
They won't be outwardly talking about it, but they'll be thinking it. You know, as I say, they're coming up to the halfway stage. They've almost played everyone. And that City game, the rearranged City game, will be really interesting mid-February. But I'm telling you now, if they go through the next few games, which they've already done 2 difficult ones, tomorrow against Newcastle, how good a game is that?
Boy.
Then they can rest a few against Oxford in the Cup. And then the Spurs away, Man U at home. That takes them to the end of January. Get through that with a gap that's similar. And City haven't got easy games. They've got Chelsea away. They've got 2 cup games. They've got Manchester United away, Spurs at home, Spurs away within that time as well. Listen, City could easily drop points. If that gap coming into February is similar to what it is now, I think I'm changing my mind. At the moment, I'd still say City, but only just.
I think it's only because we expect City to go on one of those runs that they always go on when
they've done it. They've been there.
In a row.
That's why we still believe City would do it. Arsenal haven't. The way they just fell last season is still in back of people's minds, but this is a different Arsenal now. It really is. They've got backbone here. Yeah,
they certainly do. So many good players so far this season. Obviously, Saka got another goal as well. He's come back from the World Cup with no hangover at all. But Odegaard, I mean, look, Haaland's the player of the season so far, right? I think it's fair to say you scored 20-plus goals. You're the player of the season. But Odegaard is so good right now.
Yeah. Sorry, I probably owe an apology, actually, because I've been reminded...
The floor is yours.
Just the one?
Just the one. But quite a lot of Arsenal fans have been in touch this weekend with a video clip of me on the boot room, or I think it was breakfast, actually, saying, I think maybe they paid over the odds for Martin Odegaard. I apologise wholeheartedly because he has been terrific, not just in terms of his abilities, but his leadership skills as well. I wasn't convinced by him as a captain, but I think he stepped into that armband really seamlessly, and he has been one of the key reasons that Arsenal have done so well this season. So, credit to him. I do wonder if Pep Guardiola had his time again, would he allow Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko to join Arsenal knowing that they would be City's nearest challengers for the title? Because I'm not convinced that he saw them as challengers when he allowed those 2 quite key squad players for Manchester City to make that move to North London.
He did his mate a favour there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, any other club, I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't have let them go. And to be fair, got decent money for it. And City, incredibly, made money in the summer.
He ultimately didn't think they'll be rivals, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I watch Arsenal now and I see City. I look at Mikel Arteta, I see Pep. And that's the biggest compliment I can give them, because I think Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world and arguably the greatest ever. He needs to win a couple of Champions League trophies to perhaps really get there. But that will always be subjective. But what Pep has done at Manchester City is incredible. I'm watching Arsenal now, and that game at Stamford Bridge that I covered for talkSPORT, I didn't like it. But it wasn't that Chelsea were playing that bad. It was that Arsenal were that good with and without the ball. And everything he's doing off the pitch is Pep. So that grounding he's had, that learning experience under Pep Guardiola, it's actually to the detriment of Pep, because now they are the biggest rivals for City, without a doubt.
I think the documentary did him a favour as well, because before that, I think he was a bit derided, certainly by rival fans, even by Arsenal supporters as well. But I think Arteta conducted himself and came across really well in that All or Nothing documentary. We got incredible access to the dressing room, probably up there with the Sunderland one in terms of best fly-on-the-wall documentaries. And you could see how much the players buy into what he is doing. You can see his relationship with the hierarchy, with Edu, I think also deserves a lot of credit for the signings they've made. I think that documentary was a bit of a game changer.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.